beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we are going to talk about Wags to Riches on Netflix. I will say I started to do the review and I was just going to do person by person, but it's hard to do that because I end up talking about shit that happened in the episodes and I didn't want to do it episodically. And I feel like it's going to be easier for me to do it episodically. Like I can't just do an overall thing. So this is going to be episode one. Maybe I'll do one and two and try to combine them and hurry the shit along. But yeah, I can't just do, what I was gonna do at first. And that was take the easy way out and just tell you what I think about these bitches. But let me also just say that I started off watching the show and not liking it at all. Like I usually give stuff like 20 minutes, and I can honestly say 20 minutes in, I wasn't feeling it. I was thinking I was gonna have to turn it off. But I was like, I'm not doing anything. Let me just give it a chance. And I can't say that it got great, but it wasn't terrible. What the hell? Sorry, don't even know what that was. It was something on the computer, but it kept me. It was entertaining. Once you learn the people and kind of their ways or whatever, then it's a little easier to take because initially, and just overall and ultimately, none of these girls are likable. They're really not. I can't offhand think of one of them that I really actually liked. Oh, there is one. We'll get to her. I don't know. I was kind of on the fence with her, but she was the most likable one. And she wasn't even that likable. So we'll get to it, but it starts off with Sherelle. Sherelle says that Sherelle is Ocho Cinco's girlfriend, fiance, ex-girlfriend, baby mama, whatever you want to call her, whatever day it is. It just depends. So we start off with her saying that Ocho was her crush, her favorite player. Even when she was in high school, she had posters of him, and I was like, ugh, I don't know, it's giving creep. Like, I'm gonna have to Google the age difference, but you were liking him when you were in high school. He was playing football already. He was already like, how? What's the difference? I'm gonna have to find that out for real because, ugh. Nonetheless, good for her. She got him, and he's a whole headache, and she seems to still be sticking around with that headache. So, listen, gotta love her. So we start off with them on the golf course, and she is, y'all. I swear to God, if I hear this broad say "boss bitch" one more time. And number one, people don't even say that no more. Number two, if you're a real boss bitch, you don't have to say that you're a boss bitch. Just be a boss bitch. Just do it. But she's on the courts. They're doing golf, her and Chad, and she accidentally hits him, and she's just like cracking up laughing. It was too much. It wasn't even that funny. And I was just like, girl, dial it back. You got to dial it back. And she is the most unlikable person on here, but we'll get to it. Next up, we have Portia. Portia is a real estate agent and she's the wife of Andre Berto. Don't know who he is. Guess he's some kind of boxer. I don't know. Is he retired? I'm not sure. He was kind of short, thick, you know. Yeah, I mean, he was just there. But her again, another unlikable person. She was very, very snobby and snooty. She was one of the most, like, all of them are snobby, but she was like one of the worst because her face gives snob. Even when she's not, like, she has a resting bitch face, of course. However, her face just gives snob, period. Like, she's turning her nose up no matter what, like something stink all the time. Yeah, didn't like her. All right, next up we have Miranda. She's a real estate agent. I guess she works with Sherelle, but she's also Kodak Black's baby's mom, for lack of a better term. She has two of his kids. The daughter, like, so cute. Those are really cute kids. I can give you that. She's a super ghetto girl. Like, she even talks super ghetto. And when we first meet her, she's going into a jewelry shop and she's getting like this huge diamond necklace for a newborn baby. I think they said what the baby's like 2 or 3 months or whatever, and they're putting it up against the baby. Like it's just dumb as shit. It's dumb as shit. And I can't remember. Well, I'm gonna get to how much they said it is. Like 25,000. It 50,000. It was something like that, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to call his dad, but we want it. Go ahead, ring it up." And I'm just like, just dumb as shit once again. But it is what it is. Like, ghetto girls will be ghetto girls. And we're going to find out that she truly is a ghetto girl because she ends up getting in trouble, and we'll get to it. Okay, y'all, the down payment itself was 35,000. So you guys, she says that she had a crush on Kodak Black when she was in junior high and high school, and he came to her school and performed before he got really big, and she liked him ever since. And then when she got of age, they followed each other on Instagram, and I guess I don't know who slid in whose DMs, but I'm like, oh, okay, when you got of age. Like, again, just nasty. Oh, shit. All right, next up we meet Stony, who is the baby mama of Rick Ross. And you guys, that's pretty much all they have down there. They don't, oh, she's a boutique owner, and baby mama of Rick Ross. Okay, and she's meeting up with Alexis. Alexis is an investor, and she's the ex-wife of Amare Stoudemire or something like that. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't care. I don't even know who that is. No idea who that is. But remember when I said no one on the cast was likable? She's likable. She's literally one of the only likable characters. Like, she had her own mind, and she was very, yeah, I liked her. She has these locks with different colors and all that or whatever. Still a cute girl. Correction, she's a pretty woman. I'm like, cute girl. She's not a cute girl. She's a pretty woman. She's a whole lady. So they're having lunch or whatever, and she sits down. Stony sits down. Rick Ross's baby's mom. She sits down. Their kid is 22. She says she left Rick Ross when the baby was 2. We later on find out that she's still actually living in a house that Rick Ross owns. All these years later, she's still living in a house that he owns. Okay, I mean, if it works for them, maybe she stayed on his good side. I don't know. She talks like Charisse on Potomac with this deep, like, it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to really do it, but she sounds exactly like Charisse with a little bit of girl. So, what's her name? I will learn the names, you guys. But the other girl, the other lady with the locks or whatever, she asked her why she didn't come to the golfing event, and she's like, I wasn't invited because apparently these ladies are a little standoffish. Something's going on. I don't know, what they think of me. And we learned that she has been friends with Kodak Black's baby's mom, who her name is. We gonna learn the names, y'all. Just hang in there. We gonna learn the names. I just forgot just that fast, but because they call her a nickname and not really by her real name, so we gonna get there. But they've been knowing each other for about 3 years or whatever, and they get along. So she actually did show up to the golf event, and we see them standing outside, and she's letting her know that she wasn't really invited, so she's not going in. And Kodak Black's girlfriend is just like, well, it's Sherelle, and that's how she is. And Rick Ross's baby mom, Stony, is like, that's corny, but it is what it is. So the lady with the dread, with the locks, is saying how she don't understand why these girls are not, or these women are not looking at her like a boss. Y'all drink every time they say boss. I mean, good God. She's like, she's a boss too, and I don't know why they're giving her a hard time. But, she's just really sweet. That lady is really sweet. So, yeah, Stony is having a hard time of it, and I guess we'll find out why. All right, so Stony also tells us that, she's not dating at all because it's a little intimidating for men because she lives in Rick Ross's home. And he doesn't drop by or, pop up unannounced or anything, but it's a little intimidating. And I'm like, girl, bye. Bye. You've been staying there forever. And she says she feels like she's in did she say a mansion, prison, something like that? Get out then. Why you been staying there for so many years if it's like a prison? Girl, bye. Once again, you are staying in a place, mortgage and rent free, fuck out of here. And he's been dating any and everybody. This man don't care. Of course he don't show up unannounced. She sound crazy. So then we get into what the problem is. Okay, so she says, this whole tape or whatever, this sex tape that came out. And she's like, after she stopped dating Rick Ross, she was dating this guy that she was very much so in love with. And he liked to videotape. So they did a videotape. And some kind of way, oh, hold on, I'm gonna listen to the rest of it. I can't remember if he gave it to 50 or sold it to 50 or something like that. Because, 50 Cent and Rick Ross had a beef. And the tape ended up coming out because 50 released the tape or whatever, which was rude as shit. But she sued him and she won. So good for her because, okay, revenge porn. 50 is such an idiot. And she gets to crying saying that it really messed up her life. And I would see how that would happen. Like, that's very embarrassing. Yeah, her ex was cheating, and she ended up outing him or telling on him to the girl that he was cheating with, like saying, I'm his woman as well. And he got upset, and that was when the whole beef started with Rick Ross and 50 Cent. So he ended up selling it to 50, like I said. And it's sad because she's saying, that you would think that other women would not judge her by that. We listen and we don't judge, and give her a little grace because there was nothing she could do. She said she was loving her man. She thought she was doing something good that her man really liked, and she had no idea that he was going to do all of this or whatever. So why would any woman be upset with her or look at her differently? She said she became suicidal, and she was like boo-hooing at the table. So it really is something that still affects her. And she said she was collateral damage in the whole beef, and she was. She was. And I do think that it was very unfortunate. Like, it's very sad for her because she says she felt like she let her children down, etc. And she was damaged goods. And yeah, I just felt bad for her. I don't know how long that's gonna last because once again, she alright. She's not that likable either though, y'all. We gonna get to it. All right, next up is Ashley. And the one with the locks, her name is Alexis. So we're gonna remember that. We're working on these names. We got Stony, we got Sherelle, we got Alexis, and now we got Ashley. And Ashley is a real estate agent and wife of Philip Wheeler. Don't know who that is, but I guess he's somebody. But they got a beautiful home, whoever he is and whatever he does, he makes a little bit of money or a lot of bit of money because the house is nice. So we have Alexis going over to Ashley's. All right, you guys. So before we go on, we're gonna talk about the fact that Sherelle came and Portia came as well, and it's like a little pool party that they're having, just the girls. And what's her name? Sherelle has on a a thong bikini with basically nothing. Like, it's just a mess. It's like, why are you going with all these women looking like that? And yeah, all the twerking and all that stuff, which I definitely don't understand a whole bunch of women twerking half dressed or basically undressed around other women. I don't know. But Portia. And you guys, I'm just going to give it up. The girl Portia is actually pregnant, and we don't learn until, later on. However, looking back, because this is my second watch, looking back, you can tell that she's pregnant. Like, she has on a bikini. However, she has the cover up like way up on her stomach. And I'm like, these girls knew, like these women knew that she was pregnant at the time. We just didn't know. But it's fine. She still looks good. And she's letting them know that Stony has reached out to her, Rick Ross's ex. We just not gonna call him baby mamas, y'all. We just gonna call them exes or whatever. But Rick Ross's ex reached out to her, and she's looking to buy a house. So now we bring up Stony. Oh, and before we move on, let's talk about Ashley because she's another super snobby one that I don't like. I just don't like her. I don't like her. She has a snobby face, super snobby attitude. Like, she doesn't even attempt to smile. She's just a bitch, basically, bottom line. So, the girl is saying that Stoney's looking for a house, and she's like, well, are the funds available? Are they there? And then we have Sherelle in the background dying laughing, and nobody's laughing with her, and she just sounds like a cackling fool, and she sounds like she's 12 years old. Girl, what are you laughing at? What's funny? And it's the fact that they feel like she don't really have money and she don't really do anything because she's still living in Rick Ross's house. So we soon find out that that's Sherelle's issue with her. Sherelle doesn't like her because first she said because of the whole sex tape thing. Then she said it's because you're still living in his house and you're a bum, like why aren't you doing anything? And I'm like, okay, all that may be true, but it's really not your business like that. Like you really don't like her because of something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Just ridiculous. So Sherelle meets up with Miranda, and again, I can't remember what her name is. Her nickname, May, not May. I don't know. We'll talk about it, but for now, we'll call her Miranda. She's saying, oh, I'm sorry. She's saying how she can't really get in touch with Miranda. It's hard. She don't call her back, and she was supposed to meet her somewhere to go and buy Kodak a new car. And whoever Sherelle was talking to was like, why is she buying him a new car? And she said, well, apparently she found out something that he was doing and she busted out all the windows in all the cars at the house. Dumbass. Like, what are you doing? So now she wanted to get him a new car. Just fix the fucking windows and leave him. But ew, can you imagine doing it with Kodak Black? Oh my god. Oh my god. And she's saying how he's a cheater and it's okay for other women, they can put up with it when their rapper husbands or whatever cheat, but she can't really put up with it. And she, is thinking that maybe they just need to part ways and, just co-parent. So Sherelle is like, so are you guys still doing it? And she's like, well, after I had the green light, after the baby, we did it a couple times. And again, ew. Oh my God, ew. She like him. She sleep with him. She kiss him. She want him to herself, y'all. Kodak Black. Oh, it's just nasty. It's just nasty. Next, we meet Keita, who is the wife of Tyreek Hill. Um, Never heard of him until the whole thing with the cops pulling him over and dragging him out the car, whatever. Never heard of him. Couldn't pick him out in a lineup. I don't know, but that's her man, her man, and they're at this party, this rooftop party with I guess it's Portia's party, and we see Sade, and I can't remember who she is married to, but we're gonna get there. She's one of the other women that I was like, I think I may like her. She's okay. She's not great, but she's not as bad as the other women, and she kind of don't take no shit. So I like that. But yeah, we're at this party. Tyreek Hill is coming. He's complaining about no food and all that. And now we're gonna get into them. I think we're a little introduction. All right, next up is Yes Jules. And I don't know who she is really. The only way I know her is because they talked about her on Joe Budden's podcast. And y'all know that I watch Joe Budden podcast. But yeah, and I think it was a whole thing with her wearing a t-shirt or something about a t-shirt and being racist and I don't know. And I do feel like I think her and Joe were good friends before and then they fell out. I don't know, but she is also an event producer. That's what they have here. And she's ex-fiance of Duke Riley. No idea who that is, but that's who she is. But when she walks in, the guy Tyreek Hill makes this face and he looks over at the other guys like, look who here. And I'm like, how you know her? We never get into that, but he definitely made a face. Yeah, so we find out, yes, Jules was just fired. At this time, she had just been fired by Kanye. And she said she's still, trying to recover from that. And she looked like her feelings were hurt. And we're going to get into it later on when they have a conversation about it. And she feels like maybe somebody else did it and hacked his phone. And so, yeah, we'll get into it later. But we have Tyreek Hill talking to the boxer, and he's like, "Hey man, so what you been doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I went to the Olympics," and he said 2004, 2005, and he didn't say nothing else. And Tyreek Hill was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that boxing money is different." And I'm like, "Yeah, because apparently he's doing nothing now. I don't know." And she did call him I guess he's a stay-at-home dad. He's at home with the kids or whatever. And then it's so funny because in her little package when it first started, she was saying how good her husband looked. The boxer. The little thick-ass boxer. Okay. Okay. He not bad, y'all. Thick-ass boxer. He not bad. But he walks over to Yes Jules and he's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they know her." How they know her? How they all know her? So then we have Tyreek looking for Ocho. She's like, I'm gonna FaceTime him. He's getting ready to do the podcast. That's why he's not here. And yeah, the guy Tyreek Hill looked very unimpressed with the one man that is there. So the guy Amari, I guess he was an NBA center. He's retired now. He comes, and it's so funny because they were talking about the height difference, and him with the other short, thick guys like Tyreek Hill. I guess he's not that tall, and the boxer's not tall at all. So the Amari guy was really, really tall over them. But he sees his ex wife because they were married, and they're both smiling real hard and giving each other a hug, and everybody's like, oh, and she's like, no, no. And he's just there to support her, and apparently they still get along very well, but it's nothing there. She says she's dating people, and it's nothing. And then it's so cute because we see Tyreek Hill and he's just like looking off into the distance, and he's like, yeah, I'm just looking at my wife. And they show him looking at his wife, and he's like, yeah, she's a superstar. I guess she's a good woman, and she wants to have her own, and bring her own stuff to the table. And I guess he's just admiring. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to support her. That was a cute little moment. All right, next in is Robbie Chosen. Apparently, he's an NFL wide receiver, and that is Sade's fiance. Sade is the cute chocolate one with the ponytail who has the little baby face or whatever. Yeah, he looks a mess, and that's it. He just looks a mess. He comes walking in looking homeless. I don't know. So Chosen can't smile. Like something's wrong with his face. I'm just kidding. Nothing's wrong with his face. But he acts like he can't smile. Like it's against the law. It's against his religion. It's against something. He did not crack a smile, even when he saw his girl. And his girl's like, hey, you look cute. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. But it's okay. We you gotta lie sometimes to make your man feel good. It's fine. But we learned that he is no longer with the team. I guess he did play with Tyreek Hill and them, and Sherelle or somebody was asking Tyreek like, doesn't he play with you guys? And he's like, nah, I haven't seen him at, I guess, like practice or whatever. I don't know. But he sits down and Chosen's not smiling, and he's like, are you coming back? And he's like, I don't know, do you want me to come back? And I'm like, it's not up to him. But yeah, so apparently he's a free agent right now, and maybe that's why he's looking that way. And I'm like, it's okay. The boxer isn't working either. Y'all cool. I'm sure you still got some money. So we have, yes, Jules sitting down talking to Ashley, the bitch Ashley. I can't call her that, y'all, because sometimes, yeah, I can't call her that, but she is mean girl number two, Ashley. And Alexis, which is the nice girl. And she's talking about how they received a text, and Kanye said that somebody had been posing as him. And she's like, well, maybe it wasn't him that actually fired me. And the girl Ashley is like, well, I think it probably was him. Like, she's just very shitty to her. And apparently he owes Jules some money. So that's the biggest thing. And she's like, why don't you just, she's like, I feel like I should text him and I want to talk to him. And she is being a little crazy. I don't know, because I do feel like it was public. And if it wasn't him that fired her, or, he definitely could have called her and talked to her if he wanted to. So it's got something to do with Kanye. So yeah, like leave him alone. Shit, fuck it. But she God, my mouth is so bad, you guys. Sorry. But so the girl Ashley, oh no, no, no. Then we have Tyreek Hill over there talking to his girl and Sherelle, and he's like, is that yes Jules over there? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, nah, nigga, that's her because you saw her when she came through the door. Something's up there. Something's up there. And so they call her over. They're like, Jules, and she's like, why? She got a smile on her face. I knew they was talking about me. And then she walks over there, and he's looking like he don't know her. She's looking like she don't know him. And I'm like, y'all know each other. Y'all know each other. And then she turns to Sherelle, and she's like, what? She don't even say hello. Like, she doesn't say hello to them or anything. And I'm like, they definitely know each other. And he's like, yeah, we could have used you on the volleyball team, yada, yada. Listen, it's some stuff going on, but we have Ashley telling Alexis that, Jules, she's like, Google her, and, everything that comes up is just a little wild, a little crazy or whatever. And she's saying that, normally Ashley's saying she wouldn't hang out with somebody like Jules, but I guess for the show, she has to. So Stony makes it there, and the women go and they sit and they talk about her, basically leaving her at the bar. And they're, Sherelle is telling them how, when you Google her or whatever, all she heard in the streets is that she was a porn star. And yes, Jules is like, hold up, have you ever seen her in any porns? And she's like, well, that tape. And I'm like, that doesn't make her a fucking porn star. That means that what happened, what she say happened, happened. The guy leaked the video, not leaked, but he sold the video to freaking 50 Cent. It was her man. That doesn't make her a porn star. And then she says that, she was an escort. And I'm like, she is just grasping at straws. And so the girl Stony, no, I'm sorry, yes, Jules, she's like, listen, y'all being a little ridiculous. Tell me who here hasn't, recorded themselves. And they all like kind of raise their hand except for Sade. She says that she's never done it because she don't play those type of games. But the other ladies are like, yeah, we did it. However, we don't have an archive. We make sure that they're erased or whatever. So Stony comes to sit down, and they're in instead of not talking, they still keep going or whatever. And yes, Jules is like, I just like seeing myself, have sex on tape. So, we all can't say that we've never done it. And Stoney's like, what are you guys talking about? And they're all looking crazy. And so yes, Jules is like, they said that they don't really like you because of the sex tape or whatever. And they're like, we didn't say that, we didn't say that. So Sherelle is like, we didn't say that. However, I did say that I don't really fuck with you because of, the tape or whatever. And she also said that before Stony came and sat down, whatever money she won through the lawsuit with 50, I don't know how much that was. I would like to Google it. I wonder if they said it. But however much money she bought, I mean, she got, she ended up losing all the money. And that's why she's still living in Rick Ross's house, basically. So they don't respect her, or at least Sherelle don't respect her because of that. Again, something that's not your business. It's just not her business. So, Stoney's like, hold on, what's going on? So, Sherelle and Stony end up getting into it because Sherelle is telling her that, she heard she's a prostitute or whatever, escort, sorry. And she's like, no, I've never been an escort, yada, yada, yada. And she says, listen, you could have pulled me to the side and talked to me as a woman instead of doing it in front of all these people. And she's like, well, I didn't. And so that's that. And she's like, well, can I talk to you? So they go to the side and talk, but they're talking very loud and everybody is looking. So they should have just stayed where they were. And sure, I want to keep calling her Sharice because she sounds and kind of looks like Sharice from Potomac. But Stony is like, you didn't give me a chance. And, I'm not trying to be here and be at odds with you all the time. And the girl, Sherelle, is just like, what are your motives? And I'm like, her motives is to get a check from this goddamn show that she's on with you. What are you talking about? What are your motives? And she's like, you didn't give me a chance. And she's like, well, you said that I should give you a chance and my guard is up. And I'm just saying that she's not really feeling her. So when they get back to the table, the girls are like, oh, how'd it go? A little kumbaya. Sherelle is like, yeah, no kumbaya moment. It's fine. So Stony ends up walking out and she's like, goodbye. And then they cut it out. And all of the women are like, so, she was like, goodbye, bitches. And they just cut that part out. But all the women were like, oh my God. And then Sherelle says, that's you guys bringing the hood ladies and all that stuff around. And I'm like, she's just ridiculous for no reason. Like, just no reason. And I'm trying to remember if she wasn't likable on that first show that she was on in Netflix. I remember that. However, I don't know that she was this bad. Like, she's bad. All right, so we end off with Stony being in her boutique, and she's just like, she looks at her phone and she's like, what the fuck? And then we see that MJ, that's her nickname, Miranda, Kodak Black's girlfriend, but it's M and then it's JAE, so that's her nickname. But apparently, she was arrested for fighting with his other co parent. And so it goes off with her trying to reach MJ and she can't get through to her. So that's the end of episode 1. And no, this is already over 30 minutes. So I will not be doing episode 2 here. I'll be doing episode. Oh, sorry. I'll be doing episode 2 in a separate video. So, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. If you made it this far, you are the real MVP. Like the video, you guys. It helps to push it out to other people. It does wonders for my analytics algorithm, and it's analytics, y'all, for real. I know. But yeah, like the video, subscribe. It is absolutely free for you, and we are going to get to fucking 1,000. I have been here for how many years now, and I'm not even at 1,000 yet. Like, it's ridiculous, you guys. All you gotta do is click subscribe. I can't even say it. All you gotta do is click subscribe and I would appreciate it. All right, I will see you guys in the next video, which would be episode 2. Smooches.